Guillon joins us. He's the co-founder of Nestor, the Airbnb of parking. Tell us more, Nicolas. What is Nestor? It sounds crazy.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to solve the big problem of parking in any big city, not only Dubai, but Dubai is a great example of a dynamic and busy city. We all know that many areas in Dubai are very crowded. Dubai Marina is being one. Now there is, when you look at the residential buildings, during the days are all empty right now because people are at work. So we saw a gap between the demand of parking and what is available. The only problem is there is no way to connect both sides.
Because there isn't the time to walk down to give someone your parking access card.
And who wants to give a remote? Nobody knows who are you and what you can do with the remote. You can let one car in, two cars in.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. So we are solving this problem with a smart hardware, which is pluggable into any barrier. By barrier, I mean the access barrier to access your parking. And from that, you can access the building from your smartphone. So we are removing the human interaction between the parking owner and the user.
So the parking owner posts on your app that he has a parking space available. Then I, the car driver, am looking for a parking space.
Yes.
We are connected through the app. Yes. And all that's needed is the hardware at the gate that lets me through because I have authorization through the app.
Yes,
that I can go into that building.
Like, let's say you book an hotel room. You book for one night or like 2 nights, whatever. You just register, pay from your card, and that's it. You just show up in the hotel and you get your room ready.
So
same way for the parking.
So how expensive is a parking place then?
It's up to the parking owner to define. By parking owner, I don't like the term so much because people think, yeah, but I'm not a parking owner. But actually, any resident has a parking for themselves, or any. If you work in an office, maybe you have one parking allocated for you. So let's say you go in holidays and you don't go to work, but you have still this parking available. You can actually rent it to somebody else.
So it can be 5 dirhams an hour to what? Up to 500?
It can be 1 dirham, 2 dirham, 3 dirham. The way we see it is either the area is very crowded, then the price will be according to the market, or if the area is empty, then it has to be cheaper. It's up to the parking owner to decide which marketing strategy is looking for.
Does the app recognize the demand for a certain area? Let's say we are at the STEP conference today. It's really busy. There are a lot of cars that need to be parked. Would the app recognize that there's a lot of momentum in this area around the International Marine Club, and then sort of the prices would go up automatically? Or is the price set and then that's it?
The price is set by each owner. Then it's up to them to see, up to which price they can push it. But there are some other companies, like let's say in the US, who are the same principle of same Airbnb of parking. The only thing they don't have the smart hardware involved. They are still exchanging the cards and the remotes and all these things. So it's totally not scalable, but yet it's already quite big in the US. Right now, the UAE market, we are one of the first movers, and we have a big edge with this smart hardware. I think the growth will be exponential, and then we are ultimately going to France, London, and US.
What do you do in a driverless car environment where maybe people don't buy any cars anymore, they don't own cars anymore, they just hire an Uber if they need a car to take them anywhere. So what are you going to do looking at the future?
In that case, yeah, definitely. There's still a need to park their drivers, all these cars anyway.
But what if people don't own cars anymore and there are just cars available that anyone can book? Much like there's no privately owned cars anymore, just taxis.
Yeah.
What would you do in an environment like that?
In that case, then parking will no longer be an issue, and we will look at a different approach in business. Maybe we will shift from a shared parking business to a shared transportation business, or we will go with the flow. But right now,
the business model.
Right now, the population, is increasing year by year. By 2050, we'll be at 10 billion.
I know.
By the time everybody shifts to a driverless situation, already we are still in the fossil fuel industry. Right now, all the cars in Dubai are pretty much running on petrol. So the first shift will be electrical vehicles, then the next shift will be driverless vehicles, and the next shift is no parking at all and high-rise buildings. So it's step by step.
The STEP conference, people really liked your idea, and
Yes.
you won the Seed Stage Award today at the
Yes.
STEP conference. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. What does it mean winning that prize?
For us, it's the main thing is we are gaining a lot of exposure. Since we are a seed startup, we are looking at mentors, advisors, and also investors. Right now, we are self-funded. We started 3 months ago, me and my co-founder, and within a month we will be go live and get our first revenues. And from there,
That's high momentum. I'm impressed. I mean,
yes, that's why we are here today. Where the feedback is really positive. We got at least 100 people coming to our booth yesterday. We got, let's say, 30 investors. Very interesting, setting up meetings the next week. We have been recommended by mentors in the other stage to take it slowly, build a relationship with the investors and mentors. But I'm confident. Last week we joined In5, which is based out of Internet City. So yeah, it's moving really fast, and we are really excited that people see the potential of our idea. I know
It's a great idea.
It's a bit difficult to grasp all of it, but
it's actually fairly simple because, yes, as you said, you are the Airbnb of parking.
Yes.
And it's
yes. And why it doesn't happen yet, or not on a big scale actually, is just this human factor of exchanging cars or remotes. Since we remove that, it's just automatic, it just...
How foolproof is your device on each of the barriers of each of the houses? I mean, what if it doesn't work, for instance? What do you do?
I have 7 years experience in the parking integration. And I have also an electronic engineering background. So we build the hardware ourselves. And I know by experience that this module will work on any barrier. And the second point is we are partnering with building managements to be able to install this module on their buildings. So there is a lot of collaboration between the management of the building and ourselves.
And I bet when it comes to the actual parking space, because in my house, there are many parking spaces with numbers drawn on the floor, and it's hard to find the one parking space that is yours. If someone tells you, park on 2,413, it's really hard at finding that exact number.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah, as I said, we are really involving the building management in it. First of all, before you rent your parking, it will automatically be logged in the dashboard, and they will say, yes, this person is actually a tenant in our building and is allowed to rent. From a click of a button, they will say authorizations, and then you can set up your price and your availabilities and everything. Now, the security also makes some rounds and just check everything fine. We manage the complaint with a rating, with reviews, same like Airbnb, like how do I know that my apartment in Barcelona will be great? It's because there is 50 reviews of 5 stars, so I'm confident. So same way, parkings have reviews, users have reviews. So it's like a community, it's a marketplace.
Cool. You said it's all self-funded at this point. So
Yes.
how much money did you take and throw at it?
It's mainly time, I must say. 3 months without earning any income. There is a cost, of course, involved, for licensing fees, for hardware purchase. It's hard to say to give an amount to that. The main cost will be time. I created a company 7 years ago, so now I'm putting that aside. So
This is your main focus.
Yeah, like the more time I spend on this, the less money I make. Actually, I make zero money on the other side. So the main investment is time.
Are you looking for extra funding?
Yes, we do. Not right now. Right now, we are stretching ourselves to the point where we can go live. And the thing is, if you go too early in the investment process, the venture capitalists will end up owning more of the companies than yourself, So that's why we joined In5. That's why we went to see mentors today to say, we are pretty new in the startup business, at least I am. What is the correct process? And I know that we have great support right now. We have a great demand from the investors. We have a great potential. So it's just a matter of doing things right. And I think STEP is providing a good structure and a good environment to learn from all of this.
And we at Mad Talks, we do our share. We spread the message and give you guys a platform to tell us about your cool
Yes,
invention,
thank you so much
Nestor,
for
the
that.
Airbnb of parking. Nicolas, thank you so much for joining us today. All the best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.